Hello everyone, and welcome. Lucy and I are out here today because I made some canvas pouches this week, and I wanted to come out here and wax one of them to show you how I was thinking of doing it. So let's go for a walk and go set up, and I'll show you how I do that. We're also out here today because I was finally able to get Lucy a pair of boots. So we're going to play a game of how long does it take her to lose one. Not about that long. Come here, Lucy. Come here. Now that she has all four boots back on, put on her boots. I got my chair set up. I got Lucy's little pad all set up. I'm going to grab my saw and we're going to go and get some firewood. Those of you who've been watching the channel know that I'm a big fan of the Silky Saw. Well, last time I used it, I noticed I bent a tooth about halfway down the blade. Still works great, still cuts beautiful. But I looked into what it would cost to replace the blade. It's about $10 cheaper than it would be to buy the whole knife, the whole saw again. So I decided I would buy a new saw with a blade that's cheaper to replace. I bought the Agawa Canyon Boreal 24. It's a folding saw. Simple to put together. And so far, I really like it. Now, it comes with an all-purpose blade, but when you buy the package, you can get an extra blade and you get the case. So I ordered what they call the Sydney Rancher blade. It's a much more aggressive blade. I've been trying it a few times now. Seems to work really good. So let's put this case away and go get some firewood. One advantage that this has over the Silky Saw is if I put one foot to hold it down and wedge it with my other leg, it gives me a whole different way to cut. So I can keep cutting wood by giving the one arm a break. So I can process wood for a whole lot longer before I need to stop. Now, if you're wondering why I'm splitting this way, it makes it much harder to miss. And if I do miss, I'm going into the stump, not into my leg. And when I'm out here by myself, the last thing I want is a hatchet in the leg. Something's got her interested. All right, let's get ready to get this fire going. An extra piece in there just to give it some longevity. Now, I can't take full credit for this because I watched Lone Wolf 902 do this, but when he did it, he had a wood stove. I don't have a wood stove. So, he put his beside the wood stove to let the wax heat up. I don't have one. So I came out last week and I tried doing it with my twig stove and just putting the bag beside the twig stove. It worked, but I did get a few burn marks on the bag because of flying sparks. So I came up with this idea, and I'm hoping this will work out a little better. Get the coffee tin over the coals so that it's fairly stable. And just a regular candle, and there's the bag I made. Brought out a piece of cardboard just so that I don't get wax on my pants. And now all I'm going to do is rub the wax on the bag. Now this is just the first coat, so I'm just kind of getting a little bit on there just to get it started. with any luck, this will work, and I won't burn the hell out of my bag. Now, I just take a stick. I just use jute twine for these cinch cords. And then I'll go put that in the can. Oh yeah, the bottom of that can is turning blue. Oh, I don't want that touching the bottom though. So let's see if I can get it in. Under here instead. And that should get the bag just high enough that it won't be touching the tin. Try and rub it everywhere. Get as much wax as I can. It goes on pretty nice when the bag is warm. Can's getting a bit too hot. Pull it off a little bit. But all the heat on the inside of the can is still going to melt all that wax. Well, lesson learned. I let the can get too hot and burnt the bottom of the bag a little too crispy. But, like I said, you don't learn until you try. I changed locations. This is actually the next day, and I came up with an idea on how I'm going to stop that bag from burning. Let me bring you in a little closer and I'll show you what I did. I brought my small cooking grate. And I folded up a coat hanger to fit inside. Now if I sit that at that end, a little bit away from the flames, that should stay warm, and it should hold my bag high enough maybe today I won't burn it. I made a new bag last night. I didn't bother putting the strings through the handles yet because I was afraid that they would burn, being jute twine and so close to the fire. won't lie, the can got a little too hot and I singed the corners just a bit, but that I should be able to fix. It's my fault, I wasn't paying attention, I left it there too long. But doing it this way seems to work. Going with my bare hands, so I can feel the heat, and when it's too hot for my hands, it's too hot for the bag. It's starting to get a nice waxy feel to it. I think this is going to be my last coat. I've put about 4 coats on it now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Let me bring you closer and we'll test how water resistant it is. I brought in a bottle of water. We have our bag. And just for fun, I watered up some toilet paper and I'm going to put it inside. Toilet paper stays dry. The waxing has worked. Oh, look at that. Just beads right off of there. And the toilet paper is nice and dry. Fantastic. First things first, I take out my knife and see if I can't snip off the corners just a little bit. There we go. That side's done. That side's done. Now, I pre-threaded a needle with the jute twine. That way into this side. my needle where I won't lose it. And I just tie a simple knot. Tighten it up. Snip off the excess. See if I can't get a good clean cut here. Much better. Thread it into the needle. Now I start from this end. Through. Go in the other side. Simple knot, pull it as tight as I can. Cut it off a little close. And there we have it. One perfectly usable cinch pouch. That'll be perfect for storing a little bit of small gear. And like I said, if I drop it in the lake, that's it, it's done, everything's soaked. The bag will still be good once I dry it, but it'll be soaked. But it'll handle a little rain. Now I'm just gonna sit here and finish my tea. Then I gotta pack up and head for home. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.